What's up, traders? This is Matt with Conservative Trades. We are entering into the sixth consecutive green day here, ending the day up $32.50. Quite laughable, I know. It's not really much. And to be quite transparent with you, I'm probably down $20 after fees and commissions. But nonetheless, we were able to kind of control these losses. And I tell you what, guys, I'm starting to think that I just shouldn't be trading the open altogether. My record with trading the open here in the last week, I would say, has pretty much put me in the same spot. I mean, there's one day where it was beneficial for me, and I think it was Friday, if I'm not mistaken, Friday of last week. You'll have to go back and check out the videos from last week to see which day it was. But I think it was Friday that I came in here and was really rocking and rolling out the gates. But, by and large, this open, at least with the larger cap stocks, has just been very choppy. Case in point today, I traded, let's see, what was it? NCLH in the open, and check out the open on NCLH. This was what was going on. It was just a massive chop fest. It looked like it wanted to get bought up, but then it got sold off all the way down here. And then it got bought all the way up here. And then it looked like it was, continuing to get bought up off of the VWAP. So even if you came in to trade this 20 minutes into the market open, by the end of this candle, you probably would have thought to yourself, okay, it can't break down through VWAP. The buyers keep pushing it up. And you might think to yourself, man, I'm going to go long, in anticipation of the break of this. And, but then what happened? It crushed all the way through VWAP, and not just VWAP, but all major moving averages. This is the 5-minute chart, by the way, and it closed below the 9 EMA. And then it tried to come up, but then the sellers slammed it down, and then it closed below the 20 EMA. So then you might have thought to yourself, okay, I'm going to go short here. But then what happens? It gets bought up. And then look at this, just all these wicks just signifying choppy action. I mean, it was finally about 10:30 when it started actually picking a direction. And honestly, it came up, and all this here is a bunch of chop again. We've got wicks over here, wicks down here, just chop back and forth. And then finally, really, the better form of the run-up came at 11:30. Where it finally, had a good little run up to the, to the top up here, up to the $20 mark. But even here, it kind of came up, and look at this candle here, just got slammed down, but then it came up, and then a lot of wicks here, consolidation. So, I mean, there just hasn't been anything just smooth. I mean, there really hasn't. And NCLH is a perfect example. And after all the trading that I did on it, and let me just pull out my executions here so you can see where I was entering into the position. But you can see, I mean, I tried, guys. I tried trading all through it. Look here. I noticed that there was a massive rejection at the end of that first 5 minutes. I even waited. I didn't even come in until it was actually closer to, you can see by the placement of this red dot here where I went short. It was actually kind of later into the 5 minutes of this candle. So this was almost 10 minutes in. And I noticed that it had been slammed back down by the sellers, and it couldn't make its way back up over VWAP. It was struggling, and it looked like it was going to start pushing down. So, I went short here, and I was going to give it to, to down here. I mean, I could have taken a little bit of profit here, but I wanted to give it time to work itself out. That's the other frustrating thing about trading these choppy market conditions is, you have a really hard time knowing, okay, should I just take little scalping profits here, or should I wait to let the trade out? Well, if I'm being completely honest with myself, and if I'm being true to the rules that I set forth in my strategy, well, I know the answer. The answer is you wait for the trade to work out. You let your winners run. This is how you become a profitable trader, by cutting your losers short and letting your winners run. Okay, but you see, eventually it got bought all the way back up here, and I ended up having to get out. But then I saw it struggling here, so I got back in. And this was a nice move. I went short, and I took profit here at VWAP, but then I saw where it cracked through here finally. Now, again, we saw that it had been bought up twice off of that VWAP. Okay, and yes, this is a doji. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, if this comes through, and starts breaking through the moving averages, I need to get short. So I got short here. I added to my position here. What happened? It ended up coming up. And so I got chopped out. But then I saw the weakness. I added again. And then I added again here. And I was kind of calling the bluff. And it started to come back through. But then look, it started to come back up here. And I thought, man, I've got to get out. If this breaks this candle's high, I've got to get out. And it looked like it was going to do that, so I went ahead and got out. And then same thing here, but then it failed, and then it failed, and then on this candle, it looked like it couldn't make it above VWAP. So I thought, okay, another bearish signal. This overall looks bearish. We got it slammed down back here. It's tried to stay above the VWAP. It hasn't been able to. It keeps getting sold off. It keeps getting pushed down. The market wasn't super strong or anything today, and so, and plus, with Norwegian cruise liners talking about not even opening back up until October, or even taking reservations or whatever the catalyst was, it just wasn't good news. So you're thinking, this should be bearish, but it came up and I got chopped out again. I took another quick little trade here and then, took it off here. And, and so after all of that trading, I ended up only down $9 on NCLH, which is fine. Okay. I mean, it's fine. I came out basically break even on it, probably down, $30 on it after commission, or $25 maybe after commissions and fees and stuff. Commissions and fees aren't that much, but I'll tell you what, guys, this is what I've been dealing with. And I'm still wanting to be committed to the strategy. I'm still wanting to be committed to letting my winners run and cutting my losses short. But I think maybe one thing that I'll need to do is just maybe sit on my hands a little bit longer, even. Maybe 5-10 minutes isn't enough. Not in choppy market conditions. And people are getting chopped out left and right on a lot of these stocks. This is another one I went short on. It didn't work out. Now this one was a little less choppy. It was still a little choppy, but DKNG, I really thought there was going to be a lot of profit taken on this one today, and especially with the news catalyst and everything. And so, in the offering and all that. And so anyway, it didn't work out, and that's fine. I got short and I got out. It got, came back down again, looked like it was going to, fail. So I tried it again. It didn't work. So I got out. So, I'm fine with that. It was a $54 loss. That's legit. That's legit, guys. And I said to myself, you know what? I said, I'm not even going to mess with it anymore. I'm not getting a good read on it. I'm not going to mess with it. And you can see, went all day, didn't even trade it again. I was tempted to. There were some times I looked at it when it was up here, and when it looked like, it was having a hard time, cracking through these higher levels, but I didn't trade it. Didn't short it. But here, we'll go through some of the good trades here. We'll go through Roku. So Roku was one, and this was kind of where I started to catch on. I was like, you know what, this is going to be a chop fest today. Here it was 10:30, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for some scalps, and I did. So I went short here at 121.39. I got out my first shares here at the breakdown into 120, and then I got out the rest here down at 119.84. So really nice move on that one. When it came back up and started double topping with this over here, I noticed that it was still showing signs of weakness, so I went short again and got out. Okay, and it just continued to be a chop fest. It finally started rolling over around 12 o'clock, which who would have ever thought that? Usually during that time, you've got the algorithmic trading bots that have taken over. And that's the other thing, guys. A lot of times the market will open up, and after it, chops back and forth, it just kind of dies for the rest of the day. So it's like you really don't get any more opportunities to trade after that. But not today. Today it, seemed to resolve. A lot of these different stocks seem to resolve. But Boeing, look at Boeing, just a chop fest all day long. All day long, Boeing was a chop fest until, kind of here at the end of the day, around 2:50 in the afternoon, it made a really nice move. But when you're dealing with chop like this all day long, how do you know when that move is going to come? And so it's best to just sit on the sidelines. RCL was another one. And you can see this last trade towards the end of the day was a little break-even trade. I wish it wasn't. I wish I had actually just waited for this to happen. But there was no way to tell that this was going to happen, guys. And but I'll tell you what, this first move of the day was really good. I went short here, averaged in up here, and then got out here. It came back up. I went short again, got out here. Came back up. I went short, got out here on the pullback. Went short. This was a 100% win rate today on RCL. Really good moves. I got in a really good rhythm of scalping the pullbacks on RCL, and had a great time doing that. Made some good solid profits on that. And so we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. Made $80. So 10 tickets roughly. Maybe 11, 12 tickets on that. So, still profited a good, 76 bucks probably on that one after fees and commissions. But yeah, guys, this one right here, I wish I'd kind of waited on. I almost added. I had 100 shares right here, and I had another 100 share order at 59.32. Well, you can see it came right up to 59.30. So it never got that order. I wish it had, because it would have brought my average up to 200 shares at 59.10. And then when it came back down here and started testing down here at 58.77, I probably would have been able to start getting out at least 100 shares. Then that would have brought my average all the way back up to the last 100 shares at 59.32, and I would have been able to sit through all this. So yeah, guys, just choppy market, and it really doesn't help with the timing of things. But right now, guys, those of you who've been following the channel long enough, it's the story of my life. Okay, this is the story of my life right now, and it's probably the story of yours as well. So, but guys, we're going to come back tomorrow, and it's going to be another great trading day. Thursday is typically, you can typically get some good momentum on Thursdays. If we want to kind of take a look here at what the market is going to end up doing. I think that the SPY right now is in a very interesting place. And even if we take off these moving averages, I'll take them all off except for the 9 EMA on the daily. But you can see right here, it's looking very interesting. We're just kind of in this moment of consolidation right now, and I don't think anybody really knows where it's going to go. But it's definitely tightening up a little bit, and tomorrow it really might not even do that much. But I'll tell you what, I will be looking for a potential breakout over 315.64, at least up to these levels here, 317.15. And I think if the breakout is weak, I think it'll be another great day for getting into pullback trades. I will look for it to come up to 317.16. I'll even look for it to come up to the 318 levels, 319 levels. And those will be places where I'll be watching other stocks for entry points to short into expected pullbacks. Otherwise, I'll be looking for the break of 307.67. And that very well may be, that's okay. So that could very well end up being close to where the 20-day moving average comes up to it. So anyway, guys, who knows? But I'll tell you what, it really has been a crazy season of trading for me. But I'm going to continue to come in here. I'm going to continue to trade my strategy, follow my rules. And I'll tell you what, guys, if you're wanting to know how to short into pullbacks, and if you're wanting to find some pretty good places to do that, come check out the live stream. I do a lot of this through the day, and I'll usually call them out even 5 minutes before I actually take the trade, at least a couple minutes before I actually take the trade. Because typically how it happens is I'm looking for previous areas of resistance, and I'm watching what the SPY is doing. And if the SPY is coming up, and if the SPY looks like it's going to get into a little bit of an area of resistance, and another stock is coming up, and it looks like it's about to do the same thing, normally I can get really good pullbacks. RCL is a perfect example of this. Perfect example of just a perfect working strategy here. Just getting in with a lot of points of just perfect spots. So anyway, that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, guys. And honestly, if you really think about it, my pullback strategy has been working really great. And my winning days would be much bigger if I wasn't wasting my time trading the open. So that's something I'm going to really take into serious consideration tomorrow. I mean, I have kind of pulled back from taking stocks, taking trades right out the gate. Usually I'll wait 5 to 10 minutes and try to see if I can get some clear momentum in one direction or another. But it's just not going to be enough. It seems like it's just not in these market conditions. Now watch tomorrow be the day where things just work out incredibly well, and I'll be saying to myself, man, I should have jumped in out the gates. But such is the life of a day trader. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, give the video a like. And if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing and consider joining us in the live stream. We trade or we stream live right here on the channel Monday through Friday, beginning roughly around 9 a.m. You guys have a great night. Take care.